If you have not attended one of the negotiated rulemaking sessions, you have to. It's a lot of information, but it also gives you an insight on how the Department of Education, how they think. There was a part of the session yesterday where they were talking about the repayment assistance plan and what happens if a student loan borrower pays ahead. What happens to those payments that they pay ahead for that month? Because under the repayment assistance plan, with the passing of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, the repayment assistance plan has a period of 30 years. So 30 years that the borrower has to pay. But not only that, there's an interest subsidy that's connected to the plan, meaning that if you have a payment, your monthly payment does not cover the interest, the government is going to go ahead and pay that interest for you. There was a question asked about that. How does that actually work if a borrower pays ahead? Let me let you hear how the negotiator, the federal negotiator for the Department of Education, how she responded.
What happens is it advances the due date, but interest accrues in month two. So say you had a payment for 3 months. Interest accrues in month 2, interest accrues in month 3. You did not make an on-time monthly payment. You made a payment for the period of time that it was due, and the additional has gone to principal. You will not get the interest subsidy on month 2 and month 3 because you did not make an on-time, fully scheduled amount due for that month payment in the subsequent months. Ashley, I'm trying to follow your explanation. I definitely listened intently. You're saying that an early payment is not an on-time payment. And instead of applying to the next month 2, it's a principal reduction? So they're not entitled to interest subsidy? No, so I'm going to say it my way. Again, just because if we both get confused, we're going to be in a whole lot of trouble. So paying early is you are paying an amount of money that exceeds what you would owe for that month. That additional that exceeds what you owe for that month. We advance the due date. So say you've made a payment of $300 on a payment that's $100. You apply the $100 for month 1. That includes the interest and the fee, all that, $100. That extra $200 goes towards principal. We advance your due date from January, February to March, so April. You're due April. April 1 comes around, month 2 and month 3, you've accrued interest on that loan, and so that is due. So you did not make a monthly payment in February and March. You made a payment in January that included money that went to principal, and that would advance your due date. So you get the interest subsidy for the month that you paid on time. Under WRAP, you have to pay monthly on-time payments for the full scheduled amount due for that month. You paid more. Goes towards principal. You would not get interest subsidy for month 2 and month 3. I guess it's hard for me to wrap my head around that paying in advance or early is not considered on time. We're sorry. I'm not being funny there. The reason, and I'm very intentional in what I'm saying here, is